Iran seizes oil tanker St Nikolas near Oman reports. Iran has reportedly seized an oil tanker named St Nikolas near the Strait of Hormuz, near Oman. The incident has raised tensions in the region as it comes at a time of heightened tensions between Iran and the United States. According to reports, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps seized the tanker for alleged oil smuggling. The tanker was reportedly carrying 2 million barrels of oil, and it is believed to have been en route to Syria, which is under international sanctions. The seizure of the oil tanker has drawn condemnation from the United States and other Western countries. The U.S. has accused Iran of using the tanker to support the Syrian government, which is under international sanctions for its human rights abuses and support for terrorist groups. This incident comes amid ongoing tensions between Iran and the U.S., as well as other Western countries, over Iran's nuclear program and its support for militant groups in the region. The U.S. has imposed strict sanctions on Iran in an effort to curb its nuclear ambitions and its support for groups like Hezbollah and Hamas. The seizure of the St. Nicholas is likely to further escalate tensions in the region, as it is seen as a provocative move by Iran. The U.S. and its allies are likely to respond with further sanctions and diplomatic pressure on Iran in response to the seizure of the tanker. The situation is still developing, and it remains to be seen how the U.S. and other Western countries will respond to the seizure of the oil tanker. The incident has the potential to further destabilize the region and increase the risk of a military confrontation between Iran and the U.S. Iran has seized a Marshall Islands-flagged oil tanker in the Gulf of Oman. Armed men wearing masks reportedly boarded the vessel St. Nikolas, close to the Omani port of Sohar, and ordered it to sail to an Iranian port. Iranian state media, quoting the Navy, said the seizure was in retaliation for the ship and oil it had aboard being confiscated by the U.S. last year. The St. Nicholas was in transit between the Iraqi port of Basra and its intended destination in Turkey. UK maritime trade operations said on Thursday it had received a report that 4 to 5 unauthorized persons reportedly wearing military-style black uniforms with black masks had boarded the ship at 3:30 Greenwich Mean Time. They added that communications with the vessel had been lost and the authorities were investigating. Iranian state media quoted the army as saying the vessel is American, although it is Greek-owned. The company that manages it, Empire Navigation, said it was loaded with 145,000 tons of crude oil and was carrying 18 Filipinos and 1 Greek citizen as crew. The St. Nicholas was seized in April by the U.S. under its previous name, the Suez Rajan, as part of sanctions enforcement against Iran. Suez Rajan Limited, which formerly chartered the ship, later pleaded guilty to conspiring to violate sanctions by covertly selling and transporting oil abroad on behalf of Iran. This latest act appears to be separate from attacks carried out by Houthi rebels from Yemen and the Red Sea on the opposite side of the Arabian Peninsula. Thursday's incident was in a different ocean from the Houthis' usual area of operations, where they have been attacking any ships they suspect of being linked to Israel in retaliation for the country's actions in Gaza. The US and UK have hinted they could take military action against Yemen's Houthi rebels following the largest attack yet. Carrier-based jets and warships shot down 21 drones and missiles launched by the Iran-backed group on Tuesday night. The UN Security Council passed a resolution on Wednesday demanding an immediate end to the Houthi attacks. TankerTrackers.com, which tracks and reports global shipments of crude oil, identified the vessel as the St. Nicholas and said it was carrying Iraqi oil. It said the tanker previously went by the name Suez Rajan and had been seized by the United States government for transporting sanctioned Iranian oil. Ambry also said the recently renamed tanker was previously prosecuted and fined for carrying sanctioned Iranian oil, which was confiscated by U.S. authorities. The year-long dispute ended with the U.S. Justice Department seizing 1 million barrels of Iranian crude. Iran has previously taken action against those it has accused of cooperating with the youth British military's UK, which provides warnings to sailors in the Middle East, said the incident began in waters between Oman and Iran, and it had received a report from the ship's security manager of hearing unknown voices over the phone alongside the ship's captain. Ambry said that the men covered surveillance cameras as they boarded the vessel. As the tanker appeared to veer towards Bandar Jask, its tracker was turned off, it added. Video duration 04 minutes 55.